Yep, it did. Did it start on everything, though? There we go, yep. Get my Twitch open. Hello to Twitch and YouTube. Have any of our regulars show up, but all right. I'll start by recapping us a little bit, unless you want to take the initiative on that one. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Last time, Elred went in search of a hippogriff egg. He located himself over in Monthoris, traveling from Monmill to visit Fester Brown's and try and get in good with him to attend a party to steal a hippogriff egg from his treasury. There was various things that happened in those events. There were daggers struck between fingers in some sort of game. There was a party where some dwarves ended up being very offended, probably never returning to that household ever again for such a party after the treatment they got from a strange elf wizard. Fester Browns made a new friend who then immediately betrayed him, although Fester doesn't appear to know that. At least not yet, unless things change. And Stoneteller, the halfling thief, disappeared, nowhere to be found, leaving the egg in her little home. Other than that, the last notable thing I think we have to say here is that Elred mounted a hippogriff and rode it towards the Fey Bear Baratheel's home, where they would then break bread and consider the deal done, the gamble lost on Baratheel's side, and now he is Elred's sage, and I believe we were warned of forest fires when we last left off. So we sit here with Elred the Shaper, kind of gently being flown up and down in this center of this large cave with Baratheel on his big throne, the great cave bear sitting there mightily, warning you of fire. Kobolds shriek and shiver in the corners of this cave as you rode in on this hippogriff that they are all very afraid of. What do you do, though, Elred the Shaper? What do you say?
What did I say?
What will you say, or what will you do? You've been warned of forest fires by Baratheel. You've been told of the Sarael that would rule these lands prior, and the human and elven resistance that fought them. That's where we left off.
I'm aware. It's just like, what can I do? Like, damn, that's crazy, right? Like,
So you look surprised, probably shocked.
yeah. I asked Baratheel if there's, how will I prevent such calamities?
To me, this is unknown. I just read what the bones tell me. The bones in my pit only say that a great danger comes. I have a feeling many can sense it. It is not unknown to the gods, and they don't tell things clearly, for the ones that do speak tell many lies, and it's hard to trust their messages in totality. You would probably know he's talking about the exiled pantheon when he said the ones who speak, the gods with personalities and whatnot.
I did plan on going to meet Loken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll meet Loken. Get some elven whiskers, hopefully, right? From the elves.
Okay.
Explain to him what happened.
You'll head out of the Cave Bear's hole, and you will almost immediately see Loken is outside of it conversing with what looks to be Quivik, the centaur, and a couple of kobolds. As you walk upon that group, they speak in hush whispers. You don't really catch what they're saying immediately unless you really try, but Loken will turn to you and go, Elred, you've returned.
Yeah, what's the conversation about?
They appear to be talking about some events in the forest, strange times occurring. Some talk about a man from the north who came through and matched the description of the serial killer that was noted in the north. As another note, you did get news when you were in Mon Mill. You also heard that the sheriff was assaulted. I have to retcon that, given some affairs happening in another campaign. That's what they're talking about. Yes.
Let me guess. This is Nahum.
Yeah, he assaulted the sheriff in Mon Mill, and he's been to Wakeport, but he quickly left because he took a boat out of Southumberland because he had some trouble there.
Very, very, very chaotic campaign. It seems.
He has had an interesting time. Lots of murder, I'll say that, or attempted murder sometimes. But it goes like that.
All right. So I turn to Loken and I tell him basically how I completed the Great Bears Challenge.
And has he provided you with the information you sought?
Yes and no. He played Oracle and divined some sort of future where I become a fighter of forest fires or something like that. I don't know. But he speaks of a great danger that lurks that probably has to do with the ones who speak, the old gods.
They are generally responsible for most of the danger in this world.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, and it just seems like they are keeping up with responsibilities, I guess.
Yes. In particular, I would say be on the lookout for the exiled Pantheon. I do not know which of them would be involved in a forest fire and for what reason, but any of them could have motivation to do so. They seek only their own power increasing. They envy the true Pantheon of the essences. Although we know better than to call it the true Pantheon, because the trees are truly powerful in this realm.
Agreed.
Surprised to hear that from a Grey Elf. How many trees do you have in your mountain holds, Loken will
No, I don't think it matters, right? Because we all come from the great tree or whatever.
That is true. That is very wise, Elred. He'll kind of clasp his light staff with a literal light on top of it. It glows.
So, I would like to go to your. I'd like to go to your village. I need some elven whiskers, apparently, for a spell I worked on.
Elven cat whiskers, I assume, yes.
Yes. And
Cat stealing dice.
so, on my way back, I'm going to go back to the when I on my way back, I'll head to Mon Mill, and then I will see if I can go further into the underground passages.
You mean Wakeport, right? You want Wakeport?
I mean, sorry, yeah, Wakeport.
All right, just
Okay.
making sure because Mon Mill's in the opposite direction.
I don't even know if Mon Mill has underground passages.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of dwarves there, so you're not totally off. But Loken will look at you. Elven cat whiskers. I can bring you in the presence of an elven cat, but they are fickle creatures. You will have to get the whiskers on your own.
Rare?
Are they rare? They are a difficult ingredient to come by if you are not of a good nature. For elven cats refuse to give up their whiskers to any who would do nefarious deeds. They can sense those things. You understand?
I understand. Are they any different from normal class cats? Sorry.
Yeah, they're intelligent.
Oh, they can talk.
They have their own language. They don't speak like common or elven, but they are like fey creatures.
Do we have elven cats in the mountains with the Grey Elves?
You might have some like equivalent kind of goat or ram, probably. A fey creature that is similar, but probably not cats. Maybe a great cat. Yeah, you could have like a great cat, potentially. That's elven. Elven great cat. Would you like to meet an elven cat then?
I would, actually.
He will lead you a mile out into the forest, and he will give a whistle, and you'll see above you in the ever tall pine trees, branches kind of shake, and a 6-foot long cat kind of begins to crawl down the tree. It's got a very wide face with long whiskers that go probably maybe almost a foot off of its face. It looks to be grayish silver in color, and it kind of almost slithers down as it walks, slinking back and forth down the tree. Shimmers in the sun, kind of like dim sunlight, and it will look at you and kind of give a small mew. Kind of scopes you, looks at you. Do you do anything?
Kind of motion for his whiskers.
Do you like you just point
No,
at him?
like no, I make like motion, like whisker, like I like pantomime whiskers on my face, and then like point to his.
Okay. The elven cat will look you up and down once again. It'll get closer. You see it's got very big claws. This is more like a big cat than like a house cat. And it will kind of tilt its face towards you, pull out 3 whiskers from its face, give a wince every time, and kind of like gesture them out in its paw.
All right, I take the whiskers and like give a bow of thanks.
It nods and will crawl back up the tree. Loken will look to you. Is that all, Elred? Or do you need more from me?
No, I do not. I may come back, but like I don't know. I'd have to talk to to the people in Wakeport, because I would like for you to help me journey below the but I don't think that's politically viable. Just put it like that.
Yes, them searching for glamored elves at the gate is generally not going to allow me to enter. They are very suspicious right now. And so be it. I'll be off then, and he will walk back towards Barathiel's cave, and you can go back to Wakeport if you like, or journey through the forest more if that interests you. Okay.
Well, I have access to Barathiel's what's the word? Council pretty much anytime I want, then as long as I come here.
Yep, that seems to be your deal. Do you head back to Wakeport?
I do. Yeah, that was the plan. I thought we were doing that.
Okay. You head back to Wakeport, walking through the woods. It'll take you the better part of a day, but you'll get there by the end of it. Where did my big die go? There it is. Okay. You make it there peacefully. You are greeted by gate guards that will go, Elred, greet you, let you enter, and you can make your way to the keep in Wakeport towards your hut, or you can directly go under it. You can go meet Stuart. You could look for Mikey if he's back yet, although you doubt it because you flew here.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to rest. I'm going to go to my room, right? And while I'm there, I'm gonna learn a spell.
Okay, what spell are you trying to learn?
Grease, because I failed it last time. Remember?
And that is your plus 15. So you can give me a D100. What is your success chance? Let's look. 95. That appears to be correct. Or is it just 90? I think it's plus 15. Your regular chance is 75, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's 90. Yep.
Yep. So give me your D100 to learn Grease. You learn Grease. Let me just change that on my sheet of the spells here. This can go from try again at the next level to learned. Alright. You've learned Grease. The only two spells under Wakeport still that you have not learned are Gaze Reflection and Spider Climb. But in order to study this, Elred, you do have to go under Wakeport, and as you do, you enter that room with the spells, and you see the room behind it is open.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
But I'm gonna go to sleep first.
Okay.
And then there's something I forgot to do before I left. The next day, I'm going to meet Julissa.
You go meet with the cleric of life. She will greet you. She will say, "Oh, Elred, it's great to see you." A 30-year-old woman, roughly, with long black hair, looks to you with kind eyes. You see her temple is filled with the sick and dying and disease that she appears to be in the process of trying to help cure, treat, or just ease their pain as much as she can.
Julissa, can I talk to you in private?
She gestures to the back room that you're probably not unfamiliar with at this point. You two will make it there. She'll go, "What is it, Elred?"
I need your help in protecting something. You're probably the most, I don't know, most dedicated person to, serving, the good and stuff that I know, right? And I need to leave something in your care.
Yes?
A very powerful and dangerous dark magic weapon.
Where did you acquire such a thing?
Have you heard tale of me defeating the necromancer?
I have. It's an important thing you've done for our world, our barony, our county.
You see, I came into possession of one of the necromancer's items.
May I see it?
Yeah, sure. And I pull out the rod of ghoulification.
You pull out the rod. She'll look at it. Her eyes are narrowed. She looks it up and down. She reaches out a hand to grasp it. Do you hand it to her?
I do.
Okay. She takes it. She will look it over. This is quite evil. I can feel it immediately. You want me to safeguard this?
Yeah, I can't carry it around because if I'm on one of my little adventures and I fall, I don't want the person who killed me to have it.
Yes, no one should ever have this. Why don't we destroy it?
Apparently there's a risk involved when it comes to destroying things like this.
Yes, our clergy have dealt with things like this before, and there is a method I think we could try. I would hand it over to a trustworthy paladin who travels through the lands from time to time, and they would take a boat all the way, I'm going to drag you on the map, to Obsidio, where the volcanoes are, and they would throw this item into the volcanoes of Obsidio. Being a paladin, they could be trusted more than any other person on this plane of existence, even ourselves, and so would do their duty as long as they lived.
That's a far.
It would take some time to send for a paladin as well.
I was looking at the map and forgot the world is round. I mean,
it is round, but it goes further on the. This is only one side of the world.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Okay, all right.
The other continent you would be familiar with is called Sonus. You don't know much about it besides it's apparently conquered by a dragon named Belanthorax that was released by a group of adventurers.
I've heard that name before.
Yes. Belanthorax, the great red dragon of the east, is who they call it.
That's a. I feel like taking this thing and throwing it into like Mount Doom is a whole adventure in and of itself, right? So
perhaps, if only there was a paladin somewhere in this world.
Oh, yeah, if only.
You consider her deal, probably?
I'm considering it. Like, I'm trying to weigh, like, what are the chances there's more danger in me keeping it than, like, some random paladin going on a grand adventure, like, literally across the continents to, like, some weird volcano place.
And what will Jalissa think if it's not destroyed? It's another question you might consider.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't.
You don't care.
I don't value her opinion much. Yeah, I'll let her do that.
She will look happy as she takes the magic item, the Rod of Ghoulification, and kind of uncomfortably puts it on a side end table in this private room, kind of like an office study sort of thing. She'll go, "Is there anything else I can assist you with, Elred? You have done this world another service today, and I owe you many debts, and so does Vilcata, goddess of life."
I do have a question to ask. Do you know when Lord Wakewide is coming back?
I am unsure of this myself. I'm sure Stuart would know. I assume, if I'm going to give my best estimate, I would say probably 2 weeks from now would be when he arrives back from the capital, unless things go his way. Although they never have when he protests for war.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing. Would you help me petition Stuart to help, to allow for Loken to search the underground passages underneath the city?
Loken is a good elf. I don't think I could convince Stuart. Stuart does not like me very much. And Wakewide would be mad at Stuart if he were to do such a thing. I could try and assist you in getting him into the city if you view it very necessary as a favor to you. You've been a loyal companion. But it may take some time to prepare. The loyal followers of Vilcata will likely be tight-lipped about such a action, though, so I doubt we have a high chance of discovery. We do such
I'd say it's not worth it. The consequences of even rumors, floating about seem pretty severe. So,
and I doubt now would be the perfect time. I doubt Stuart cares much if the elves are here, as long as they are not seen. Then Wakewide would be unperturbed.
Yeah, I don't want Stuart to know either, because he seems pretty mad that, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want him to know, because he seemed pretty irate at the idea that, like, I betrayed him, even though I was saving people's lives, but he didn't like that.
Yes, Stuart is an angry and bitter man. He had a rough childhood being in his condition. Vilcata bless him, all the same. But,
Sorry, Dion. What is his condition again? He's just ugly, right?
He's a hunchback.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He is a hunchback.
All right. All right. I guess tomorrow morning I will go back to the passages.
Okay. You go back to the passages. You see the spell room of those first level spells with the basin in the room before it as well. And you see a dark... you have infravision, though. You see a hallway leading to another room further into these ruins below the keep. you go down it, and you immediately see in this next room another door with writing above it, which we'll get to in a minute. But in front of that, in the center of this room, is a coffin. Both sides of the walls are covered in spells. You see this coffin when you're about 60 feet away, down this hallway. Do you do anything specific, or is this okay with you to continue forward as you see it?
I'm getting very ominous vibes. So, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go ahead and get some help
Okay.
with Boris.
You go to meet with Boris. He is again in that tavern. You see a crowd of women and men listening to him regale a story. This time he is talking about how he was slaying wolves in the Mon. He talks about how he took his spear and hefted it through this large dire wolf that attempted to maul him and had been preying on innocent lumberjacks. Kind of proudly shows his spear. You do notice he appears to be wearing new, fancier clothes, and his spear does appear to be freshly crafted off of the smithy here, most likely.
I kind of smile and like interrupt and go, "Oh, Boris, you're still telling the same tales. That's interesting."
I have many tales to tell, Boris.
Oh, I believe it. Both short and tall tales.
Yes, although
Tales of different sizes.
they're all great tales that are true, even if their length isn't quite long.
Oh, if these people aren't bored of like hearing tale of wolves, right? Would you mind if I told them about something that happened on my little adventure while I was out?
The crowd looks to you. Boris doesn't say anything.
All right, I tell them the story of like the necromancer and how Mikey like stabbed the necromancer through the heart, like killing him.
They will ooh and ah. Give me a charisma check to see how well this story plays off. 21 or higher is success as always, guys. As always. Dirty Daniel on fleek. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, 26. All right.
I think it's like the second time in the campaign I've succeeded on a charisma check.
Yes, you are not the tale teller generally. You will spin your tale. Any more details you want to give other than Mikey killed the necromancer this way? Are you fancifying the story? Are you telling the grisly details? Like, what are you looking to convey here, I guess?
Yeah, we tell him about how he met like Byron and how, you know, he's heroic, joined us on our quest, right? We tell them about the evil artifact that we destroyed. Hint, hint, right? We destroyed said artifact, you know, and Mikey was able to land a killing blow as I distracted the necromancer with fire, and he came from heroically stabbing him in the back through the chest.
The crowd will look happily at your story and give a ooh and an ah, and they'll look impressed. Boris will give a yawn. If I've ever heard a tall tale, that's certainly one of them. Anyway, what do you want, Elred, from me?
I need your expert knowledge in killing things.
Of course you do. The crowd hears this, and
Yeah, we're actually going to on a little adventure right now. Actually, I'm petitioning you.
And you have gold to pay once again?
Maybe. Maybe not. Depends.
A gold a day is my current rate.
Okay, fine.
All right. He'll heft his spear, he'll don some chainmail that he had sitting on a nearby bench, and walk out with you.
Wait, Boris have chainmail, but Mikey doesn't.
He bought his chainmail. Mikey.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, you do receive a courier that comes to your small hut and hands you, I believe, 70 gold pieces.
yeah, Mikey gets the other 30.
Yep. When he gets back, if he gets back.
Yeah, that's fine. Boris can win a new Mikey if he dies.
Wow. Throwing away Mikey that quickly, huh? His southern drawl hasn't gotten you yet? His
No, it is what it is. They got to be pragmatic, right? Like there's forest fires to prevent. So,
Let's see. You and Boris can head below if you'd like. You reach that same place, although Boris now carries a torch in one hand and a spear in the other.
All right. We go further, and I was like, all right, Boris, you see that little, I won't say little, but you see that coffin over there? Go open it.
You want me to open a mysterious coffin in a basement?
I am paying you, right?
You're paying me a gold a day.
Yes, I am. Gold a day is not cheap.
Let's say 5 gold to open the coffin.
You agreed to this, right?
I agreed to help with my spear in combat, not to go open mysterious coffins that could have all manner of diseases or curses placed on them.
Well, you need to combat this problem, and I don't mind if you open the coffin with your spear. Do whatever
You want me
need.
to stab the coffin?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. As long as you open it.
Oh, I hope this doesn't break whatever's inside. And he'll take his spear, he'll heft it upwards as if he were to throw it, or harpoon something, and he'll walk slowly into the room with a torch in one hand and the spear in the other. He'll take his spear.
I tell him to use the spear to open the coffin. Just push the top.
You think that'll... He tries to do it. There's a latch. I'd have to touch it as he tries to pull it upwards.
Okay, then touch it.
I'm not touching this, Elred. I already went over this.
God. All right. Before we start moving coffins around, I'm gonna look at the wall.
You see spells written in the language of magic. You also see at the end where the next door is, a big stone door once again, is a piece of writing. It looks to be in Elven.
Like
It says, "The ruler above must now lie below to open the passage, to follow in tow."
do I know anything about a ruler above? Is that something that someone specific is referred to by? Like,
You don't know anyone of that title. But, yeah.
does this have a wake wide? That'd be interesting.
It says what it says.
That's an interesting interpretation. We just put it like that. All right, I open the coffin.
You unlatch it, you open it, it's empty. There's nothing in it.
Interesting. Okay, Boris, you're dismissed.
Boris will look confused, take his gold piece, and head out. And you're left to your own devices once again.
I'm going to start translating the what's the word? The language of magic into like something I can actually use.
You'll have to spend some time to do that. It'll take probably the rest of the day to one. I don't know if you had read magic memorized. You'll probably have to rest and rememorize it, which is fine. That'll just be like 8 hours, and then after that, you will read the spells on the walls. I have this all written down, so if you write it down or not, it won't be lost. But the first spell you come across is Summon Swarm. The next spell you read upon these walls is Invisibility. The third is Continual Light. The fourth is Knock. The fifth is Wizard Lock. The sixth is Protection from Poison. The seventh is Spectral Hand, and the last but not least is Web. The last one is the only one your spheres bar you from, if I'm correct. Because that is Invocation, Evocation, Web.
That's funny. And 5e Web is Conjuration.
Make sure, I'll double check, but that's what I read when I was assigning these to the wall.
No. I know it's Invocation in this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like to double check things. Yep. Okay, it is. Good. But you have your spells you can try and learn. Since you can learn second level spells. It's a lot to read, though.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, the spells are Web, Spectral Hand, Invisibility, Protection from Poison, and Summon Swarm, right?
Then there's Continual Light, Knock, and Wizard Lock as well.
Alright, I'm gonna learn Summon Swarm because I know that's Conjuration.
Okay, that'll take D2 times 2 days, so you want to roll me a D4 to see how many days it takes to learn the spell? And then give me your D100. Either way, if you learn it or don't, it'll take the amount of days to try and comprehend it. Okay, D4. Got 3 days. Knock off 1 for Grease, and then another 3 for this. Okay, you learn Summon Swarm, the Conjuration spell. The days go by. You do get continued word from the Keep staff that Wakewide is still out of town by the time you're done studying. Other than that, things are pretty quiet here. One day in particular, though, you do get a knock on your door, and it's a servant, or you get interrupted studying under the keep, as the servants now know that you have been hanging out down there, as you have not been quiet about it. One will kind of scream down the dungeon cells until you hear it. They won't actually enter that strange illusionary wall. But apparently there is a dwarf on the docks looking for you.
Dwarf?
Yes, a trader, a merchant. He says he knows you from the Independence Pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll go meet this dwarf.
you'll head out towards the docks. The servant will tell you the exact location. It's not super relevant, but you will see a ship made for dwarven crews, and a dwarf wearing a nice long coat and a big tricorn hat, saber at his side, who looks somewhat familiar. I don't know, how would you define your relationship with this trader, just off the top of your head? Were you friends with him? Were you rivals? I'll let you define that, because it is your history.
We were acquaintances, right? We met each other every once in a while, but nothing more than business, right?
Okay. Nothing more than business. He'll tip his hat to you, take it off, and give himself a little bow and a dwarven curtsy. Elred, the Grey.
Oh, I forgot his name. What's his name?
His name is Dornan Ironhawker. He's got a big red beard.
Ironhawker.
Mm.
What can I do for you today?
I've come with news. And perhaps interesting offers for you. We have heard of your position here in court, and would like to leverage it in our favor.
How?
Well, since you hold court here, you must hold the ear of some powerful people, and we have things that need, how do you say, lobbied? No, yeah, lobbied.
Lobbied would be the word, yeah.
Yes, we have things that need lobbied, and you seem the appropriate sort to be a go-between between us and, those things. There's no dwarves hold positions here. Does the offer interest you at all on first glance? Stroke his long red beard.
I guess. Oh yeah, I'll take some beer. I don't really drink, but it is what it is.
Okay. How does Elred feel about trying to be swayed into more political action when he's so desperately tried to avoid it at every turn?
He doesn't care.
Okay.
Like, it's like, I mean, he'd rather not be, but it's also expected of his position, so,
All right. The dwarf will look to you and go, the position could come with perhaps perks. I could bring you dwarven craftsmanship or lend you aid in building something. I don't see a tower. Perhaps you need a tower built inside the keep. Every good wizard has a tower.
Something I would have to talk to the more warlike people in our court. That's not really my field.
Well,
we'll ask if we need a tower. But yeah, what does this deal entail? Like, what do you plan to do?
Oh, we just ask for your ear and your support in trade negotiations, the occasional plight we might need help with. That sort of stuff. Lots of trade between here and the Great Mountains.
Yeah, I don't mind at all, actually. I've always been close with the dwarves, right? I speak Dwarven, so yeah, like, I understand your culture, so I don't see an issue with this at all.
We will send you dwarven runes very soon with instructions.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Elred, and may Dwarhana guide you in your craftsman deeds, if you are crafting anything these days.
Apparently, I'm crafting deals, but you know.
A type of craftsmanship, I suppose, if not anything.
I give a slight nod and thank him for the audience. I'll leave.
Okay. You'll leave. As you arrive back at the keep, you do get one more message today. It is a letter, neatly sealed in a little golden kind of crest wax, and it's got a nice velvet kind of like piece of cloth strapped around it. Looks to be very fancy.
Yeah, I open it.
Okay, you open the letter. It appears to be signed by another wizard. The name dawned on it is Wenry the Invoker, and it says from Mon Mill. It's not signed with any noble tracing, so it doesn't appear to be from Mon Mill proper, like the barony, but it appears to be more of like a location denunciation, marcation. You get what I'm saying. But the letter says, "Dear Elred, I haven't spoken with you yet, but I do wish to meet with you in the future if you're ever in Mon Mill. I am inquiring with you because I promised a dear friend of mine that I would inquire about bags of holding and if any local wizards would be willing to part with theirs. If you have one, or if you'd like to remain in contact more with me as I speak with many wizards around the kingdom, please let me know. I can get you in contact with Magi Mara, the enchanter of the Barwood, if you'd be interested. I have a very close relationship with her. Dearest, Wenry the Invoker, not Invokey. But that's that.
All right. That is also very interesting. I don't have a bag of holding, so
Nope.
I'm gonna write a letter, right? I'm gonna write a letter telling her that I do not have a bag of holding, but I would love to make her acquaintance, seeing as like she's in contact with people who have magic items for sale. So yeah, I would love to see her one of these days.
Okay.
And I try to. How do I send a letter? Did I just give it to the same courier? Right.
A servant will. You can hand it to just whatever servant. That's one of the benefits of being Magi is that letters and things like that, small tasks, the servants can take care of. So you can hand it off to a servant. They'll take it to a courier, and the courier will deliver it, or they'll fly it by pigeon. But it's probably more likely a courier will. Pigeons are hard to, and they're expensive. So.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That will occur, and that is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th day back in Wakeport. Mikey does show up.
And I haven't Stewart, so.
Okay.
Wow, this sounds like this feels like it feels like work.
Yes, this is some work here.
I have to like talk to all these people I don't want to be talking to.
It's the court. It's the life of a court mage. You could go off in the woods and build a tower, or occupy a ruin and go study there. You know, who knows?
I'm getting paid, so I can't complain. I still owe people money, so you know.
You're probably like, elves don't talk this much. Why is everyone doing everything so quickly? It's like, it takes like 50 years for me to even have a conversation with my father. Like, ugh.
So yeah, I go to talk to Stuart.
Okay. He is in his study, his large scroll case, empty, and his scroll that he uses to keep the laws, as he is the law keeper here, is placed on the table. He appears to be writing something in it as you enter. Elred narrows his eyes.
All right, I tell Stuart that I have come across a great source of information.
Yes.
Not great information, a great source of information. I stress that. So I tell him about Baratheon and how I completed his quest. Not the details, but like I just tell him like I completed the tech quest.
Interesting enough. And you speak to bears.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if he's a bear, really. Some sort of fey creature.
You interact quite a bit with these strange fey creatures.
Well, you're surrounded by them, right? Don't you want to know what's happening?
Why do you think we have walls, Elred? It's to keep them out. We don't want to know what's happening. They bring trouble and mischief.
You should know that knowledge is power.
Yes, but sometimes high walls protect you from swift dangers. And sometimes knowledge can be dangerous because others use it for their power.
I've never thought about the idea of closing your eyes protecting you, but humans, just might live like that. I don't know.
Have you not heard tales of basilisk? Would you stare one down?
Good point. Anyways, so I've heard that there's a serial killer running around, right? What's happening with that?
A man known to us as Sebastian has been attempting to murder and murdering people around the kingdom. He killed 3 people in around Mid-River. He attacked the sheriff in Mon Mill, and was unfortunately unable to be apprehended as he traveled to our town. We later learned of his appearance, receiving a courier a bit too late, and one of our guards came forward saying he'd spotted him asking about ships, and it is speculated that he took sail to other lands.
Sounds like a capable man.
There is a 500 gold bounty on him at this current juncture. But he's probably
a lot.
You're like,
you're a capable man.
You're over here like, you're tempting me to kill your other PCs. Don't do this. Yes, he is a very capable scallywag, I suppose is the word.
Well, since he's gone, assuming very far away from here, if he's smart, I don't know how smart he is if he's killing people at random.
Yes. But you know, those killers, sometimes they take pleasure in their victims.
I don't think we have much to worry about since we know what his face looks like.
Yes.
When so I tell him about the new riddle in the crypt, right?
You tell him that?
Yeah, I tell him that there is in the passageway there's a riddle and we need help passing.
And what do you think the conclusion of that is?
I think that we need to put Wake Wide in the coffin.
You want Wake Wide to go lay in a coffin in an elven rune?
Yes.
Have fun talking to him about that, and he will continue scribbling on his scroll.
I think it's important, right?
Yes, an important task, no doubt, to put Wakewide in a coffin below the keep. Shuffle some papers.
That's like the only way to get further.
This sounds like more of a benefit to you than to me.
It's a benefit to all of us, right? Like, and I kind of explained to him about like the prophecy and the forest fires and all that stuff, right? This is bad.
And how do you know these elves aren't playing tricks on you, convincing you to trust fey bears or whatever you call them? Whatever else.
Well, you know, I feel like I would know about elven tricks since I'm an elf myself, but unless you don't trust me, right?
Can a man be tricked by a man? Ask yourself that question.
Yes, but this is a fey bear, so I don't know.
Loken is an enchanter, is he not? Don't enchanters manipulate minds?
They do.
Then why do you trust him so much?
I can tell when magic is happening. Like, I'm a wizard.
And have you ever been vulnerable around him? Where you wouldn't be able to?
No, not that I know of.
Never.
Nope.
Well, I'm sure you have your senses about you then.
Okay, so, you know, yeah, like when Wakewide comes back, I'll talk to him.
Good luck.
If he doesn't agree, then I guess fine. I'll just force him to go.
Forcing Wakewide to do something is an interesting idea. Good luck with that.
Very much so.
And I hope you don't mean assaulting.
No.
Good.
I don't know.
Such would be apt for execution if you were to assault the Lord.
Yeah, of course, I would never do that.
I hope not. You think back probably to how you just stole from one.
That was a different circumstance.
Sure. I'm sure if you get caught, they will just they'll blow it off the circumstance. But
yeah, I feel like if I get caught, like I could work something out since I am in a court position.
you think
I'm in better shape than most people. Let me just put it like that, right?
you might lead to like nobility conflict potentially, but hey. Okay.
All right, so I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything that I feel like needs to be done? Because I have to wait for Wakewide to come back.
There's more spells to learn. You could talk with Mikey. He seems to have arrived in the past couple of days. Yeah.
How much would it cost to host a party?
Host a party? What kind of party? We'll change the cost.
More, not like a fancy ball party, more like a sort of festival-y.
I love the second edition manual because it tells me right here. It says banquet per person immediately on the daily food and lodging section. Okay.
Oh, great.
Yes, 10 gold per person for a banquet.
I can't afford that.
I love this book. I love this book so much. Oh my lord.
What about a festival for like the townsfolk, right?
Let's say half that cost, so 5 gold per person, if depending on the level of the festival. What if you give me more descriptors, I could probably knock down gold depending on how much you're like looking to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just want to buy like, if you want to have like a local beer tasting or something, you could do it for like 2 silver per gallon of ale. So if you buy, 20 gallons, so that'd be 40 silver, right?
It's 4, right?
Huh?
It's 4 gold, right?
40 silver is 4 gold, yeah. You could have like a beer tasting.
Burning through so much money, right?
If you want to go to a tavern and buy everyone a beer in it, it would cost probably like 1 gold to buy a room full of people a single beer each.
All right. I go find Mikey, right? We go to the tavern, and I spend gold on 2 rounds, right?
Okay.
And I, tell Mikey to tell them about how we killed the necromancer.
Okay. Mikey will regale the tale as you buy everyone ale.
I will add that he should tell them that we also destroyed the magic item.
Okay. You end up serving about 80 people those 2 rounds. Mikey tells a story. You hear him talking about it. He's talking about, yeah, and then I slayed the necromancer with the help of Elred and that elf, half elf dude, Bajorn, whatever his name is, over in South Van. It's a great old time. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun, and he kind of trails off into a story about picking plums or something. He definitely gets lost in it. People are more excited that you've been buying them ale, and they kind of cheer your name. Every once in a while, they'll go, "To Elred!" And a couple people give toast and talk about your great deeds. But Mikey is not that charismatic. You're starting to get the idea.
I just wanted to confirm what I said, right? That's it.
Okay. He does confirm it. People probably believe you, as you did come back with the head in South Van, and those rumors are spreading already, so... But what do you do with the rest of your time? Is that how you spend that day, then?
Yeah, that's how I spend the day, right? Then I will I'll go to the church, not church, but the temple, and donate 4 gold to the temple.
Okay, you'll donate it. Do you make this known to Jalissa, or do you just put it into the coffers? Because there's like a anonymous donation box that you could just plop coins into.
Wait, does she have helpers? Like
she does.
People...
Yeah, she has attendants in the temple that see to the sick and dying as well.
I tell one of the attendants that this is what I'm donating. I don't want to go directly to Jalissa.
They will nod and they'll thank you. They go, This is a wonderful amount of money. A noble sacrifice for the gods. Do you... No reason in particular, or... What should I...
I'm lucky to be of good fortune, so that is reason enough.
Luck doesn't generally fall under our domain. I guess we will donate it to the god of prosperity. Chronikar will receive your blessings this day.
Yeah.
Very well. We will make sure he knows your goodwill, or she, or they. Whatever essence they take on this day.
I'm going to ask Mike.
Okay.
Mikey, what we should be doing?
We could go find adventure if you want. You got your spells. I hear you've been reading down in the under the keep. Gee, I don't know, mister. It's, It's pretty quiet around here these days.
Yeah, I was like, did you hear anything like on your travel back to like
You're walking through the streets as you talk. I didn't hear nothing too much. That serial killer story. I stopped in Monthoris before I head down to the Mon. There's there's talk of griffins, and the spiderwood is particularly dangerous with the big old spiders in there. Apparently, a wizard in Monmill's looking for giant's hair. Apparently, someone couldn't meet the task to actually scalp one. Although those beasts are incredibly dangerous.
Oh, that sounds fun. Let's go look for a giant.
You wanna, Mister? You know what a giant will do to me, right?
You defeated a necromancer. You're all right.
Just as a note, Elred, giants are like real tall, like 15 feet sometimes, and they throw boulders, and I've seen that squish people like twice my size, and I know you got magic, but you can't stop a boulder, right?
No.
Maybe we should take on something more reasonable.
Wait, do you think if I told you that we were going to fight a necromancer, you would have agreed?
That's within reason. People kill undead here and there. I don't know any giant killers.
Okay, yeah, that actually sounds even better. We can be the first.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm coming down with a cold. As you're speaking in the streets, you feel a cold piece of steel on your back, surprising you. And you hear a feminine voice that kind of crackles at the end of it. Go. Elred.
Oh, it's you, Stone Teller, right?
Mm-hmm. Mikey goes, what? I'm not. And then he goes, oh shit. And he'll kind of try and grab for his spear, but Stone Teller will sheath her dagger and go, you promised me a position. The halfling will look up to you.
I did. Actually, let's go talk to my boss, or rather, not my boss, but my colleague.
Okay.
Kind of like my boss, I guess.
You're like, ugh, do I call him my boss? It's like he's in charge right now, but like...
Like, I would assume that, like, we technically have, like, the same standing, right? Like, seeing as we're both on the council, but, like, other than, like officially from titles and stuff, right? But, like, influence-wise, he definitely has way more influence than I do.
Okay.
That's how I'm seeing it. Am I correct in that assessment?
It depends. He is the steward, so on like a de facto level, he would always have more power generally than the court wizard, unless the court wizard had some specific kind of duty that was assigned by the local nobility. But de jure, like legally speaking, he holds no power over you unless he's in this position of authority like he is now. He's the regent, right? But when Wake White is here, you are legally at the same standing, but he like commands more people. It depends how you see power, right? You have spells, and you do have a couple of people under your retinue, right? You have Mikey, or I guess you just have one. You have Mikey. So it really depends how you see yourself as powerful, right? He has a whole bunch of, like, the serving staff listen to him probably more than you. He has people in town. The town guard listen to him probably reasonably more. Although if you went and asked the town guard something, they probably would do it because you have a position of authority. But
no, that's what I meant, right? Like he has more influence than I do, right? Like generally, yeah. So.
But it has more to do with interacting, right, than anything else.
I feel like I would have more standing with the church, with the temple.
That probably because Jalissa's in charge of the temple, and she probably likes you more than Stuart.
Exactly.
The temple's also independent from the court, though, so they have their own agenda.
Which can be good and bad.
Yes.
But yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go talk to Stuart.
You will knock on his door. He'll let you in. You come in with Mikey and the small halfling stone teller. She'll look up. She'll kind of drape her hood a little closer as the bright lights of the keep that are kept shining, and the windows that shine in through light are not to her liking. Stuart will look up. Elred? You've brought
There are
company.
2 things that I have to discuss with you, actually. I did forget last time we were here. So, first thing is not as contentious, right? I was recently approached by a dwarf trader, who seems to be interested in building some sort of relationship between the dwarves and, Wake Wide. For trade, of course.
We do have a fruitful trading relationship, and they wish to seek deeper roots in the court, it sounds like.
Yes, it does sound like that.
Very well. What is the proposal?
There hasn't been a proposal yet. They just seem to have made their interest known.
Very well.
The second thing is, I promised this halfling, a job in an official capacity, and I feel obligated to make that come somewhat true. And I feel like they do have those skills.
We have servant positions open.
Something a little more in line with their skills. They are very adept in sort of covert operations. Very much so.
You're saying they are a spy, or...
Yes, I would like to
operative.
petition for them to become a spy master of Wakeport.
Stone Teller will grunt. Does she share your sensibilities?
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Does she share your sensibility? I don't know how else to say it. How do you two share the same compass of things?
Oh no, she's way more pragmatic than I am, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I have no opposition in trying out someone. We have operatives already, but another one might be of assistance. He will begin talking with Stone Teller, ask for her name, ask some rudimentary information. They'll have talk of payment. I don't know if you care about any of this in particular, but they seem to be in talks about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And they finish up with the idea that she will do some light work to kind of prove herself more to Stuart, and then probably end up with the actual position after that.
Awesome. Stuart, thanks for this favor. I owe you one.
You owe me many.
I owe you many, but we're not keeping count.
I am. I'd say you owe me about 3 by this point. 1 for betraying me, another for this, and a 3rd for my good company and entertaining you so often per day.
All right. Good day.
Goodbye. And Elred will be left to his own devices. Does he go study spells? Does he go try and kill a giant? against the advisement of Mikey. What does he do?
Why not? Let's study some spells.
Okay. What spell do you want to try and study next?
Invisibility.
All right. It's minus 15 for this. So I think it goes down to like, what is 60, I believe? Am I wrong? I don't want to click on your sheet to see it, but I need to.
34. 60.
Well, either way, that's a definite pass. Yep, 60. All right. You learn invisibility. You now have that spell. Just as a note, that does break when you go to sleep, and break when you attempt to make a physical, combat action.
What does that mean? Physical combat.
Attack someone, grab onto someone, etc. If you try and open a door, it doesn't break. That kind of stuff.
That's the spell. Does it break?
Yeah, the spell only breaks when you attack another person or entity, basically, or try and interact with them on a basis of I attack them, I grab them, I try and grab their belt pouch. But if you I open a door, you don't break the invisibility. If you try and lockpick a chest, the invisibility doesn't break. Just as some of that
that's a spell. Does it break?
An offensive spell. If you cast magic missile, it would break. If you just cast wizard lock or knock, it would not break.
What if I cast a summoning spell?
I'd say that breaks it.
Okay. Makes sense. I get what you mean. If it can be used for combat generally, right? Then
yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
If you use a conjure spell component, it wouldn't break. But conjure monster summoning 2 or whatever would break the spell. Okay.
All right.
Give me your D4 for days on that. Okay, 3 more days. On that second day, you will get a knock on your door, and you'll be greeted by Doran Ironhawker. Hawker? Yeah, Hawker.
Hawker.
Yes. Misread something. I need to make sure that K's written better. He will greet you. He goes, "I've been let in to speak with you, Elred."
Already? Wow, cashing in favors.
Yes. This one is less political, though.
Ooh, okay. I'm interested. Finally.
The Gulf of Cradenholm, you're aware, is the gulf in which this town sits next to, and which the dwarves sail out of to get here. We have an issue.
The issue is giants, I hope, right?
No, there is a manticore who's taken residency on one of those islands towards the north of the Gulf, towards the northwest. And it has been shooting its little prongs at our crew members, trying to kill them and drag them off and eat them. I would ask that you slay this beast. I'm sure there's treasure in it for you. And we can talk about that tower favor if you'd like one built, or some other construct is our real resources that we can provide, or items we could craft for you. Although you don't wear much armor.
No, for good reason. But if you could craft armor for my friend Mikey over here, it'd be great.
Yes, we could craft him a fine suit. It will take some time, but us dwarves work hard.
Oh, and I would like some payment. I have some debts I owe.
We can do armor or payment, either or, but if you want gold, we pay you 50 for the job. If you slay it, and there will certainly be treasure, so that in itself is a reward if you can find its home.
I'll take the armor.
Very well. I will expect the job done. We will start crafting the armor. We'll take your friend's measurements and whatnot, but it'll be straight from the Independence Pass.
I tell Mikey that we're going to be going on a trip to hunt a manticore. I want to give this reaction.
He'll look like he looks like his regular amount of Elred's dragging me on a crazy quest again, but he won't say he's not going. Like, all right,
Okay,
boss.
So I've now ascertained that fucking giants are more dangerous than manticores.
Hill giants are, at least. A V-Berg would be easy to kill for you, I think, but not easy, but regular amount of difficult.
I'm gonna ask him if he can afford better armor or better equipment in general.
He'll look at you. He goes, "Well, I got my salary, but I use most of it on my ma and pa and helping them out. Pa's out of work."
Wait, you use most of 30 gold?
Oh, I gave it to him for long-term expenses.
Yeah, in case you die. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Pa's out of work. They gotta fix up the house. They gotta buy food.
What is the
from money.
best? What's the best armor I can get, Mikey?
Mikey's got studded leather, I believe. The best armor you could get him ever, or the best armor you can afford?
Yeah, I can afford.
How much money do you have? My question to you. I could always peek at the sheet and see if you've written it down, but
That's what I'm doing right now.
67 gold, it looks like. Unless you have.
I 67.
If it's just 67, you could buy. He already has studded leather. 75 gold is chainmail.
Okay. I can get chainmail because I haven't added my salary yet.
Okay. Cool. So if you want to buy that, you can expend it for 75 gold. You can get him a set of chainmail. And that will bop his armor AC, up higher. Let's see here. I think it's just 14. Chainmail. Oh no, it's higher, right? No, that's chain plus shield. Or it's just regular chain. Oh, yep, 5. His AC is going to be 5.
Ask, what is... I'm going to ask the dwarf what type of armor they plan on making, Mikey.
Dwarven plate.
Alright, cool. Alright, so... I'm going to get him some supplies. I'll buy him armor.
Okay. He will kit himself out in it. He looks happily. He goes, "Thanks, boss man. I appreciate you caring about my safety." Mikey, the 10 HP specialized spear fighter, first level.
Can spear fighters wear shields too?
He could, yeah. He usually carries a torch because you go into dark places a lot, but he could either get a body shield, a buckler, a medium shield, small. They all have the same AC. The difference is the amount of attacks they block per round. A body shield being the most, a buckler being the least, but a buckler means he could shoot like a bow if he wanted to do it while holding the buckler. The middle of the road is a medium shield at 7 gold. A small shield is 3 gold. He couldn't ride a horse with you with the body shield. He'd have to strap it to like something. But it's heavy too.
Buckler let him use his spear two-handed.
Yeah, but he doesn't get any benefits from using it two-handed.
Oh. Yeah, I think a buckler would suit him well.
Okay, that'll be 1 gold. His AC will go up to 16 or 4 if you're using 2nd edition thoughts. Plus shield. Okay.
Out of Mikey, like, literally not surviving more than one round.
He is... How much HP do you have?
I've 10.
10 HP? You have the same HP.
Yeah.
Mikey, you know, he's a good first level fighter. He rolled well on his HP. And he'll probably level soon if you, take him on quests and have him do things. But, like with the Necromancer, I don't think he's fought much since the Necromancer, though. It's mostly just been kind of accompanying you.
So, I just spent 71.
Okay.
Wow, I spent my entire salary on Mikey. Cool.
That's what you get for being a good leader of men. Men are expensive.
And I still owe Loken. Alright, let's go, Mikey. Let's go kill a Manticore.
Okay, the dwarf, Doran Ironhawker? Hawker? Jeez, I can't say this name. Why did I name him something I have difficulty remembering?
I remember it because he's a trader, so he's hawking iron. Right?
All right. You will be led to a boat, a small, what is it called? Not a cog. It's basically, it sits on the coastline. It looks like a cog. It's a cargo ship is what it's called in 2nd edition, but it looks like a cog. And they'll look to you. We'll take you to the island where it's been spotted. We don't know where on the island it is, but you know, I always knew you'd be a good hunter from what you said, so I'm sure you could track the beast.
I'm sure. What can you tell me about Manticores? I heard they can fly, right?
Yes, they are. They have the body of a lion. They have the wings of maybe a dragon or a bat. They have this spiky tail that shoots out thorns, and they have the face of a man, but ferocious teeth. They generally still have a mane, though, so they look quite odd.
Poisonous?
Are they poisonous? No, they're not, from my experience.
But yeah, they had a stinging tail, so I don't know. I was scared.
Yes, their tail spikes they shoot out about 6 of them. But, you know, they need to regrow them after. They're quite dangerous in terms of ferocity, but if you can catch them in a cornered position, they probably won't be as good at fighting. If you fight them from the air, Elred, I would not suggest it. They are quite swift, and those tail spikes will continually fire at your men until you are slain. They will not land.
I assume so.
Better to corner it where it lives. wherever that may be. And you can take off in this boat towards the island if you're okay with that.
Alright, I'm okay with that.
You will reach this small island with Mikey. They will put out a gangplank onto the shore. They will say that they'll leave a rowboat here and you can row out to them when you're ready. They will wait 3 days for you. The island's not that big. Good luck. Doran Ironhawker will, should just rename him or something, will nod to you.
Right.
And you're left on the island with a rowboat. What do you do?
After we got our supplies and everything, we're on the boat. Just wait.
You await.
Till we arrive on the island, of course. Right?
Yes, you arrive, rowing, you and Mikey both. You get on the island. You look around. You see various little trees and fauna. You see some animals kind of walking through the woods as you land. It's rather peaceful, serene little place. It's only about probably 2 miles wide and probably 1 or 2 miles long. It's not a very big island, but you are there with Mikey, able to do what you will as you land on shore. You have hunting and tracking proficiencies. Yeah. What do you do as you land? You see the coastline of trees. Mikey goes, boss man, gonna get started then? Probably want to get this done with.
We'll start I'll start trying to track the Manticore. Okay,
I'm gonna need a tracking proficiency check from you. I clicked on a Jakku. Let's see, Elred the Shaper. What stat is tracking? Wisdom. So give me a wisdom check for your tracking as you look for Manticore tracks. Oof. Yeah, you look around, you don't see any tracks. You see it's recently probably rained, and Mikey will look around. You know, it'd be an interesting idea, Mr. Elred.
What?
You're a hunter, ain't you? Get some bait, line it out. Sure, it's hungry.
Would be an interesting idea. I'm gonna look for other animals, right?
Okay. You'll see the occasional squirrel and bird. I'm gonna need a hunting check if you're looking for like a deer. Something.
All right, I'll look for one.
Okay, give me another. I think it's wisdom again. Hunting. Wisdom. Yep, another wisdom check.
Oh, I'm not even proficient in hunting.
Yeah, you are. It's at the bottom.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, that was your background. Was you were a hunting tracker.
Right.
Probably mountain lions and whatnot, but oof. You're not very wise though, unfortunately. You're looking around this small island. You're not finding any deer or anything like that. You do find more squirrels and birds again, which are like little, probably 1/2 hit die creatures. But other than that, come up empty this first day. It starts to get late as you spent most of the day trying to track and hunt. Do you rest or do you continue to pursue the Manticore?
We'll rest.
Okay. You will make camp on this small island. Okay. This is the first day on the island. Let's give it a little tally mark. So, as you do, what spells do you have memorized out of curiosity? Do you have them listed somewhere?
I should start doing that on the spell page, just clicking memorized. Yeah, my before my spells weren't a lot, but now they're getting a bit. So I'll take armor, obviously.
Okay.
Grease. And burning hands.
Okay. How about your second level spells? Armor, grease, burning hands. Have you casted armor on yourself already? Probably.
I haven't.
Oh no. Okay.
I would say I do have what's the word? Cat's Grace. So Cat's Grace.
You get one second level that gives you that is conjuration. The other has to be regular, I believe. So as if you're still level 3, like I thought you were, but. Then you have 4 first level spells, 2 conjuration though.
Choke. Okay. And invisibility.
So choke and invisibility. Alrighty. It's your full roster, and you'll be woken up during your slumber by Mikey, who's taking watch. He'll go, Elred, we got problems. We're a problem.
Is it a manticore?
No. It's maybe worse, maybe better, depending on how you look at it. And he'll point out into the darkness. And with your infravision, you can see a large 9-foot ogre. It's got a big, thick jaw, pointed nose. Looks to be wearing various animal hides. It's about 9 feet tall. It's got a big belly, long arms, and a big club kind of dragging against the ground. And he doesn't appear to notice you yet, but is walking your direction. It's a big son of a bitch. Is what?
Isn't ogre a giant?
They're considered large. They are not giants. No. She asked specifically for hill giant hair, though, just as a reference. What do you do?
We hide.
Okay, you do your best to hide.
I'm gonna cast armor and I'm gonna hide.
Okay, you'll cast armors. That's gonna be a little louder. Are you sure? You gonna cast armor? It's not a quiet spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast armor.
You cast it. The ogre still doesn't notice, and it will continue to walk in your direction, but walk past you as it approaches, unless you attack it. Mikey will wipe the sweat off his brow and sit back down as it passes you guys and start relaxing again. the rest of the night goes smoothly. You can get your sleep. You wake up in the morning. Same spells, I assume, or...
Yep, same spells.
Okay. Choke can only be used against humanoids, so if you do fight the Manticore today, that won't be useful, just as a reference.
Yeah, you're right. I'll switch it out with Summon Swarm.
Okay, you'll switch it out with Summon Swarm. And you will go tracking again, or are we doing something different? Okay. Give me
for deer.
your bestest... Oh, you're hunting or tracking? Are you tracking the Manticore or hunting for deer?
I'll track first.
Okay. You said you'll track or you'll hunt? Sorry.
Track.
Track, cool. That's a success. You're looking around the island, and you eventually, towards the most north point, you'll see jettying out into a small kind of outlet is what looks to be a cave, and leading from that cave are big lion-like footprints. You've been tracking these for probably like 30 minutes, and the tracks disappear as you get towards that outlet, but you see a cave where presumably it could live. You have to wade through the water to get there, but it's not like super far out.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Grace.
You cast Cat's Grace. So you had Cat's Grace and Summon Swarm. Give me a roll for Cat's Grace, as you can mark off an Elven Cat Whisker. So you go up by 2. What does that do for you?
Dexterity goes to 18.
So your dex is going to be 18. That'll mean a reaction adjustment of 2, missile attack adjustment of 2, and a defense adjustment of 4. So your AC will go up by
1, I believe.
1, yes. And your bow attacks will stay the same? Yeah. Okay, so you have 1 more AC. Keep that in mind. And the cave lies before you. Mikey says, should I light a torch? Are we fighting this thing?
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty.
Lead the way and put that armor to good use.
He'll lead the way into the cave. He lights a torch. You see lots of bones as you immediately get inside. The cave leads downwards. Give me just a second to prepare some stuff. Where the heck are... There we go. Let's do two of these. Let's do 7, 6. You will enter this cave. You see the bones. You hear a light kind of like crackling of something in the back of the cave. You walk down this cave. And as you do, you'll hear Mikey speak up. You see that? As he points off into the distance, you will see what appears to be the body of a lion. And it is fully awake. It hears your footsteps as you come, and it gives out a... You see, it's a humanoid face. It's got pure white eyes, big, kind of like scraggly beard and hair. It looks like a mane, but like human hair. It looks gross. And I think it's time for you to roll initiative as you see this large lion humanoid creature with bat-like wings turn to face you. And Mikey, I'll let you roll for the both of you if you'd like. Hi, Floki.
Alright. First one for me, second one's for Mikey.
Okay. So you go at 2, Mikey goes at 4. You both go before the Manticore. It kind of sits up on its hind legs, getting ready to look like it's maybe going to pounce or charge or do something. What do you do, Elred? Or is the 2 Mikey? Is the 2 you?
No, 2 me.
Okay. You go first. Looks to be about 15 feet in length. Front to tail. A lot of that is its tail, though. It is a huge creature, though, in this cave.
Alright, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna shoot two arrows at it.
Okay, give me your 2 shots. Do not forget your missile adjust.
2 or 1?
At 18 dex, it's 2. Sorry. The 11 misses. The 19 hits. Give me a d6 for damage. Ooh, you do 6 damage, lurching it in your arrow into the manticore. As you pull back your bow, it shoots into its wing. It gives out a small roar. Mikey will trudge forward, go and swing in with his spear. Not swing, stab in with his spear. Floki, please. He'll roll a natural 2, missing the creature. Okay, Floki. He's giving it. God.
Oh, that your cat?
Yeah, he's trying to walk over stuff. Stop. Oh, jeez. Okay. You will see him horribly miss his first attack, and the manticore will go. The manticore is closed with. It has 2 claws and a bite. It goes in to attack Mikey. The first 2 attacks, one will horribly miss. You see a claw strike Mikey, and a bite strike Mikey. As Mikey gets hit 4. Oh, Jesus. I need to roll one of these in here. You'll see Mikey take 7 points of his 10 HP as he's on 3. As one claw strikes against his chest, you see it pierce the chainmail, blood dripping down, and then you see a bite. The manticore will raise up its hind legs as that claw strikes his chest. He'll point his head downward and thrust his teeth right into Mikey's shoulder. Mikey will give out a blood-curdling scream and be like, Mr. Elred, spells, please, spells, as he will bleed profusely. What do you do? Mr. Elred, as it goes over to your turn, the manticore sinking its teeth into your friend Mikey.
Mikey, step back. I'm going to cast Summon Swarm, but like at the edge where
Okay.
of between the edges were between the manticore and Mikey, so like Mikey's not stuck in the summon.
Okay. Just give me a second to look at that. Summon Swarm. All right. Determine the DM can assign an appropriate creature drawn by the summoned swarm will viciously attack all creatures in the area chosen by the caster. For each round spent in the swarm. What's up?
So I can have Mikey in the swarm, but he's not affected by it, right?
Creatures actively defending against the swarm. I believe so, yeah. Because he wouldn't be actively defending.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I would do that.
Okay. All right. You will do that. Give me a D100 for what you kind of swarm you summon. All these could work. 49. That's gonna be a swarm of bats. How appropriate. You hear from deeper within the cave the fluttering of wings, and from out of the darkness come this giant swarm of bats as they go and flutter around Mikey and the Manticore. You see them begin to strike at the Manticore. At the end of the Manticore's round, right between that and the beginning of yours, they will do their damage. So either they defend or, yeah, okay. Take 1d4 every time they take an action. All right, +1. +1 per caster level or just +1? Hold on. Per 3 levels.
Yes, that's a +1.
You're level 3, so yeah. All right. That will occur. Mikey will go in for his first attack of this round. He's specialized in spear, so he'll get a second if he survives past this. Once again, missing with a 7, modified natural 5. He will go to stab the spear, and he accidentally stabs a bat. It dies, but doesn't affect the swarm whatsoever. You will see the Manticore does not care about the swarm. It'll take the 1d4 +1. Do you want to roll that as it goes to strike at Mikey? Jesus. Mikey will get hit with a claw. Another 5 points of damage. As you see during this claw that sweeps into Mikey, you see just that those bats start sinking their little small fangs into the Manticore's hide, and it'll give out a roar as it's attacking Mikey. Let's see here. All right. Let's do Mikey damage. It's another 1d3. He could survive this. He could also die. He falls unconscious as the claw sinks into his gut. He's not bleeding out because he's only at 0. He didn't go into the negatives. But Mikey goes unconscious as a big claw swipes into his gut. He rips out of him. You see blood kind of curdle down, but it coagulates, however you pronounce that word. And you are left with an injured Mikey in front of you.
As usual.
You what?
I said as usual.
Yes. Your meat shield has fallen, but the Manticore finishes its round. Does it still take an extra 1 point from the swarm?
No, I don't think so.
Creatures actively defending against the swarm to the exclusion. Yeah, okay. No, okay, so it's either the 1d4 or just the 1. All right. So it goes over to your action again. What do you do?
I'm gonna fire 2 shots at it.
You will fire your shots. A 21's a hit. An 18 is also a hit. Man, you are rolling well on your attacks today. All right. You only missed 1 bow shot, I think, so far. 3 damage as you pierce into the creature.
All right.
Another arrow strikes into its chest area. What do you say?
As I do that, I'm gonna walk away from it.
You can move back 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You do that, and as you do, the creature will take another 1d4 as you see its tail point towards you, and it does something as multiple prongs shoot out from its tail at you. The first is a 6 modified by this. Will end up being a 11 that misses. 3 will miss because it's lower. An 18 plus his modifier will actually hit you. Hitting with a 23. All right. You will take d6 points of damage. You take 2 damage as you feel a prong from its tail stab into your shoulder. Elred's blood goes down. I think this is the first time Elred's actually been injured.
Yeah, it is.
You take gratitude of your high AC, but you take a wound in the shoulder. You feel its prong hit you. It hurts like hell. What does Elred do?
First, he's gonna roll the damage for the swarm.
Oh yeah, 1d4 plus 1. Thank you.
Wow.
measly 2 damage. You see the bats are still attacking it. You can barely notice that it's been hit that round.
All right, Alred is going to fire more shots at it.
All right. Give me your attacks.
Always miss.
2 misses as the creature does another volley at you. The first one, does 20 hit you?
What's my AC?
It's 16. No, sorry. 5. No, is that right? Yeah. 5 modified by another 1 is 16, correct?
16 sounds correct, yeah.
Yes, or 4 in second edition terms, but same thing, same seas. So you do get hit by 1. That 15 is a miss. Another 15's a miss, and a 10 is a miss. And another miss. Okay. You will take another 5 points of damage as a prong shoots into your gut. Elred being wounded by another round. You can give me your D4 plus 1. As the creature takes another hit from your swarm. How long does your swarm last for?
Forever?
Special.
Yeah, forever, pretty much.
Oh, wow. I'm noticing it says all creatures in an area chosen by the caster, so I think it would have attacked Mikey, but that's fine. We can worry about that. Next battle.
Alright, I just keep...
If you lose your concentration for 2 rounds, the swarm disperses. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna keep firing at it.
So you will lose the swarm if you do another shot of firing without controlling them.
Oh!
Yes.
Right, I have to hold control.
Yes.
I see. It's not worth it then. I'm gonna keep firing.
All right. You miss your shots. The Manticore does look very wounded, though, from its original total. But it will give up on firing its prongs and charge at you.
I was gonna move out the cave.
Okay. You can move another 30 feet. It'll still reach you by the time. Its movement is quite quick. You are now outside the cave with the Manticore, fighting in the... Let's call it Twilight, because that's more thematic, and it doesn't affect either of you. So, the first attack is a natural 1. Very bad miss. He hits you with a claw for 2 damage and misses his bite. Okay? What HP are you at, out of curiosity? I have not put that track.
First one damage was 2. Second set was
You took a 6, a 2, so 8.
I'm at 2 HP.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to cast Invisibility.
You cast Invisibility. You go poof out of existence. You can still move 30 feet. You do that?
I'm gonna run away.
Okay. You leave Mikey in the cave to the Manticore, running away. The Manticore will try and find you. None of its attacks hit you while you are invisible. As you see it swiping around, looking, rah, growling. Cannot find you. What do you do, Elred? Begins to take flight.
I'm going back in the cave.
You walk back into its cave as it flies around in circles, looking for you.
Alright, then I'm going to stabilize Mikey.
You stabilize him, but he's still unconscious.
I'm gonna have to roll intelligence for that. Alright.
He's at 0, so he's not bleeding out. So Mikey's technically fine.
Okay, cool.
Unless he gets eaten by a manticore. Because, you know, he's in their lair.
Yeah. This is tough. Does he have AC if he's knocked out or no?
The manticore?
No, Mikey.
Generally, when you're unconscious, you could be auto-killed.
Interesting. So, yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Grease in front of us.
Okay.
Does that get rid of my invisibility or no?
I'd consider that an offensive spell.
Okay, cool. Get rid of it, and yeah, this is it. Like if I don't kill this thing, it's kind of
all right.
over.
That lasts 3 rounds plus 1 round per level. You're level 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So 6 rounds. Okay, the manticore doesn't come back in the 2nd round. Doesn't come back on the 3rd, but on the 4th round of Grease. You'll hear its flapping wings outside the cave, and you'll meet its eyes as you look out the cave. It looks in, it gives a roar, and runs in to meet you. We can roll initiative again. It goes at 3. Should re-engage with the creature. Also gotta look up what Grease, does it say versus just spell? Yep.
I got a 3 too.
You go at the same time. The creature reaches the Grease. What are you doing as he
I'm
does his
firing arrows at it.
I'm not gonna use your okay, never mind. I won't. Okay.
I mean, like the things that like if we're going at the same time,
Yes.
I don't know if it's actually affected by the grease or not, right? That's what I'm assuming.
We'll see. Let's see. Does it pass?
Because I can't wait to see what happens to him after, right? Because of the way initiative works.
He does have to walk through the Grease. I thought you were doing something different. Okay.
No, I know I have burning hands. It's just like with grease, it's just like I don't know how the order of things play out, right?
He does pass his save as he tries to get through the Grease. He does not stumble. He's slipping a little bit, but he charges through. Did you shoot your bow yet?
Yeah. No, not yet. I'm doing that right now.
Shoot your bows. If you do hit both, you could potentially kill him. One shot will not kill him. A miss and a miss. 15 just narrowly knocks off of his hide. He will attack you. The first claw rakes, trying to get you, but you dodge out of the way. The next claw misses, but his bite, let's see what his bite does. The bite hits a natural 16. What is your AC? 16? I think you take a hit. How much HP do you have?
2.
It's a D6.
Yeah. Unlikely.
It's a 2. You go down.
Alright. So I get a new character, right?
Goes unconscious in the Manticore's lair.
I'm dead.
Is this the end of Elred?
I think so, yeah.
Find out next time on this series, guys. So maybe you'll join Elred, maybe you'll join a new character. We'll see what happens. Any final words, Taylor?
No. I don't even know what to say. But yeah.